We're on.
We're on?
We're on. Fantastic.
Yes, we're on. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Kat Ludwig, dietitian.
Stephanie Pepper, speech language pathologist.
You have a long title.
I do.
Anyway,
Very phonemic.
welcome back. We are so happy to have you with us this evening, May 24th.
Where has the year gone?
Well, I lost 2 weeks this month. So that's
Yes,
a
you
real
did.
good question.
Yes, you did. You are correct.
So, quick update. Hello to everyone who's on. Please say hello and where you're watching from. We love to hear from you and talk to you. Please ask questions as we go through this. My husband's doing really well.
He's amazing.
He had therapy today. He had everybody laughing because he's back to his normal snarky, sarcastic self.
He looks good. His color's good. Everything is awesome.
And we went to the cardiologist and he had restrictions
Healing?
lifted. He's healing, yeah. So, Eric, I love you if you're watching. He's doing really good. So things are good. We're getting sort of back to normal a little bit at a time. I went back to work last week. And we came back live last week.
We did.
And I have to say, it was amazing. Janet, hey. Kara, hey. Happy to have you both back with us. So tonight, we're going to talk about the gut-brain axis.
The gut-brain connection.
Yes.
We talk about it often,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't really get into the details.
Yeah. And I think we talked about it.
Last
It
week.
was either in, well, we talked about it a little bit last week, but I
Mentioned it.
think we had a full
a
live
whole life.
on the night we did soups and sandwiches. And I can't remember whether that was in March or April. My mind's a little fuzzy
Well,
from some of the
look it up.
past.
It's
Anyway, so
all in there.
tonight we're gonna make some brain gut healthy recipes, but we're not cooking.
No.
We're making everything cold. So it's sort of like your summer picnic. What else do we want to call it?
I think summer picnic is perfect. We've got watermelon, we've got egg salad, we've got strawberries, we've got greens and salad,
Yep.
sandwiches.
So
I mean,
we're gonna do a bunch of things. Kara, I'm glad you think this is gonna be awesome. We're
we're so excited about it.
we're gonna make some crazy things. So Steph and I have different ideas on egg salad,
We do.
which is super fun. So we're curious to hear all of your ideas on egg salad, and then we're gonna do a couple of different watermelon smoothies. We're gonna do a sweet watermelon smoothie, and then we're gonna do more of a savory watermelon smoothie, which I'm really excited about. Hi, Dad. Happy to have you join us from somewhere in Arkansas. He's new to the area.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so let's talk about the gut brain.
Yeah, let's do.
Do you want to get started on egg salad?
I do.
Okay.
I do. So we have boiled eggs. We're
Boiled
starting
eggs.
from the very beginning
Mm-hmm.
of egg salad.
So we chose egg salad because it's a good brain food. It's
Egg
high.
salad.
It's high in good fat. It's high in protein, and it's just good for your brain. So your brain and your gut, when you are in your mama's tummy, are sort of, when you're first developing, they're connected. And as you develop, they move away from each other, and they're connected by nerves. So it's believed, and I have not thoroughly checked the research, so if I'm wrong, someone can correct me, but it's believed that your enteric nervous system is developed before your central nervous system. So your first brain is in your gut. We did not say that on the previous video.
No, but we alluded to it. Yes.
So the ENS, or the enteric nervous system. So your gut is innervated or connected by millions of nerves that connect to other parts of your body. So your gut speaks more to your brain than your brain speaks to your gut. Do you believe that? I heard that, I think on a podcast recently, I've been listening to some doctor nutrition podcasts, and they were talking about how your gut speaks to your brain like 70% of the time, and your brain speaks to your gut like 30% of the time. So your gut is always translating information, and your brain is not translating information to your gut as often, because your brain has a lot to do, right? So,
well, your gut has more to share.
It does, because there's a lot going on in there. So I wanted to read something that I found an article from Johns Hopkins Medicine, and so this is what it says about the enteric nervous system. The main role is controlling digestion from swallowing to the release of enzymes that break down food, and to the control of blood flow that helps with nutrient absorption and elimination. So that's a lot, girl. I love it. Bring it on. She's shaking. You can't see it in the video. It's blue cheese dressing.
It's blue cheese dressing because I like blue cheese in my egg salad, but
Never would have thought of it myself.
well, have you ever heard of blue cheese deviled eggs?
Yes.
So that's why I started putting blue cheese in my egg salad, is because of that. But we're actually doing the cat.
We're gonna put stuff in our.
We're gonna put stuff other than blue cheese, and
I like stuff in my egg salad.
I'm good with that. That's
so
how my husband likes it, so I'm good with that.
Pickles or relish. It's up to you. A little bit of celery. This is gonna make people super nervous because celery has little fibers in it, right? So I cut them super, super, super small, and these should puree pretty well. If you're concerned about them pureeing, don't add them, okay? If you can handle a little bit of texture, go for it. The great thing about eggs is that they're just super, super smooth.
I need some liquid in there.
You do need a little bit of
What liquid
in
do you want? What, water?
I
Just
think
a little?
water, yeah. And I brought us some because I knew we were going to need it tonight. So your gut is affected by so many things, and it does a lot for your body. There's also some research out there that if you have things going on in your gut, your brain doesn't operate as well. Janet, you could absolutely use celery leaves instead. Absolutely.
Great
That's a
idea.
Great idea.
I love celery leaves.
I do too.
More than celery.
They just taste a little bit sweeter.
Not a super fan of celery, but I'm okay with it. I've
Okay.
learned it over the years.
Learned it. I'm also teaching you to like other things that I never expected you would like. I don't know how that's happened,
It's, my tastes are changing, or
but your taste
exposure therapy is great.
your taste buds change about every 7 years. So
I thought it was 10.
we've known each other for I think 7 years this year. See, life happens. It's great.
Right? Okay, I'm going to start with the eggs.
Okay. Yep. So we also have some breadcrumbs, so we can make a little sandwich. Do you want me to put the lettuce in here and get started on that?
Yes, let's do.
I have a little bit of strawberry in here still. So hold on a second. Well, I didn't rinse it out super well.
Well, I think that it would probably be fine. So we're going to do egg salad on a bed of lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's say a pureed bed of lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also going to do egg salad on pureed bread.
Mm-hmm. And you could do both. You could do bread and lettuce and egg salad. Totally up to you.
Absolutely.
Totally up to you. So your gut can cause anxiety. And we were just talking about this with someone last week, how you may not realize you're having anxiety in your mind, but if your gut is doing weird things that it's not that's not normal, gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, some people call it IBS. It could be that you have anxiety and it's manifesting in your gut instead of in your brain. Mm-hmm. You've heard the term like go with your gut, or when people get on stage, they get nervous and it affects their gut. That's because they're both connected, right? And for some people it manifests differently. So I want you to just think about the fact that what you put into your gut is super helpful and super important for keeping your brain healthy because they're both talking to each other. Mm-hmm. So last time we talked about this, we talked a lot about what happens in your gut because, well, hold on a second. Before I get too far, let's talk a little more about the enteric nervous system because you and I were talking before the video, and this is a really important topic.
It is, and I actually have a soapbox to stand up on.
The floor is yours, my friend.
So, gut-brain connection.
Yep.
One of the things that we find a lot in people that we talk to is that there's more growing.
We got more in the yard. Perfect.
This is lettuce from the garden, so we're good. So the majority, I shouldn't say majority, a lot of people that we speak to tell us that their healthcare provider tells them there's nothing wrong.
It's all in your head.
It's all in your head. Go home.
I've had this.
There's nothing wrong with you. We see that everything looks normal. You're fine. Go home and eat. I take a lot of issue with that because so the enteric nervous system, gut brain, there's a lot of afferent and efferent neurons.
Loves the brain. She's kind of she's what I would call an expert. I'm not sure she would call herself that, but she knows a lot about the brain. So
I have a problem with that. So the brain is a very interesting organ in our body. Mm-hmm. It is the motherboard. It is the computer of our bodies. Mm-hmm. Now, everybody's brain is different. Mm-hmm. And the reason that everybody's brain is different is because everyone brings something different to the table. Everyone's brain develops with different experiences, with different education, with different
environmental.
So many reasons why everything can be different. So I like to explain it like this. It's if you think of your brain and the pathways in your brain, the neurotransmitters and the pathways like a map. Mm-hmm. So my husband likes to take interstate. It's longer, but it's faster. I like to take back roads. It's shorter, but
there are stop signs.
It takes a little more time. Neither one are wrong, but they're different.
Yeah.
And that's how everyone's brain is. So if you think about, so the brain has to connect information. If you think about the brain as a filing cabinet, mm-hmm. and it has filed away information from things that you've learned, things at school, from experiences, from
I actually do think of mine as a filing cabinet. Because sometimes I can pull things out and sometimes I can't. Sometimes they're locked.
So your brain is like a filing cabinet, and there are connections between all of the files. Mm-hmm. And depending on how you choose or how your brain interprets, kids learn in different ways. Some kids learn visually, some kids learn verbally. I'm sorry, I'm not reading. So
Dr. Amen talks about issues of brain health and gut health. Yeah, they're directly connected.
So I feel like depending on how your brain works, it may be different from the average. Mm-hmm. Medical health is based on averages.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And so that's what they develop, and insurances develop their programs based on, is the average.
Yep.
And if yours doesn't fall within the average, mine doesn't fall within the average. Oh my gosh.
Green? Does it smell green?
It smells green. Fresh. So that's lettuce.
It's a bunch of different kinds of lettuce. There's a little bit of kale in there too.
There is a little bit of kale. Baby kale.
Yep.
So very gentle.
Very
kale.
tender.
So the way your brain works may be very different than the average, which is okay. It still works. But that's why I think that some people are told
there's nothing wrong with you.
There's nothing wrong. But there is.
Yeah.
Because the way your brain works is not the way
other people's.
other people's works,
Yeah.
and it needs training. It needs to learn a new pathway. It needs to feel things differently. It needs to understand.
Yeah.
So my expertise is based on how language connects to the cognitive components.
Mm-hmm.
And so talking through and using language to understand why our brains interpret things the way they are.
Right.
I'm passionate.
No, I love it. I love that you're passionate about this.
So that's why I think that a lot of people who are told go home and eat, there's nothing wrong with you, are so frustrated because their brains work a little bit differently. These are the same as those kids in school that need a verbal test instead of a written test, or nothing wrong with them.
Would you say that doctors are not looking at how our brains work? They're just looking at the anatomy or the physiology.
They're looking at averages.
They're not looking at you as a person.
Correct.
And that's what Steph and I do differently is A, we work together, and B, we look at you as a person because we're all different. Like, I've been told by doctors, there's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. It's all in your head. Well, guess what? It usually is in your head, but it's not in your head the way they're telling you it is. It's usually a physical or a chemical or an emotional or there's something going on. It could be your brainwaves are off. It could be, there's so many different things. So anyway, lettuce, water, and I'm adding a little bit of thickener to this to make sure we get a nice, smooth consistency.
So let's talk about this thickener very quickly. This thickener is one of the thickeners that is one of our favorites. Pura-Thick, it is a powder, but it thickens very smooth.
This company also makes one that's specific for pediatrics. Yes, they do.
I didn't remember that, so thank you.
I had someone ask me that, which is the only reason I remember that. And then Dysphagia Aid is another option. Oh, thanks, Amanda. We're happy you found us too. Okay, so, oh gosh, get my lid on here so this doesn't get weird. Okay. And remember, I haven't said this in a while, blend again. If you need to, blend again, blend again, blend again. This one's gonna take a couple of times, and it's probably super thick, isn't it? So we added avocado.
I did add
good brain food too.
Good brain fat, fat for brain health.
Good brain fat. I like that actually. I like that statement because your brain needs fat in order to function properly. So low-fat diets are not good because your brain needs the fat. All the cells in your body do, but the type of fat also very, very important. Oh my gosh, this is so fragrant. When we did this talk before, I had been listening to a podcast. Ed Milet is one of my favorites right now. He has just such great positive messaging. But he had interviewed a Dr. Amy Shah who talks about gut health, and she was talking about dopamine, which is a happy neurotransmitter. It's the one that in Parkinson's disease there are issues with because it's not connecting. So your gut, the bacteria in your gut is responsible for dopamine production. Where do we get the handheld blenders? Okay, so we got these you can get them on blendjet.com, which is where I got this one. Stephanie, I think, got hers at Costco because they had a 2-for-1 for like $70. So normally they're around $50. They're
Actually,
USB
I
rechargeable.
originally got mine at Target.
Target, yes.
And then TSA
stole it.
TSA stole it. And then BlendJet sent me another one because I couldn't bring it through TSA. But they do have them.
Yep.
BlendJet.
Can someone put BlendJet in the comments, please? So we like these because they're portable. They're USB rechargeable. They last quite a while with a single charge, and they charge pretty quickly. And they
blend so smoothly.
They blend super smooth. So we also use a Ninja of Vitamix. Thank you, Kara. Appreciate it. Thank you, Amanda. Brittany. Got it? Yep, 2.0. These are 2.0. Their customer service is the best. I think my mom got hers at like a Marshall's. So sometimes you can get them at some of those other stores for cheaper. But it's worth the $50 investment. I did buy the extra protection on mine because I break things real fast.
And she's already used it. But I did see them at Costco last week or the weekend before for a set of 2 for $60. So that makes them $30 a piece.
That's $10 off from
So if you could keep one and give one as a gift, it works.
Janet, send us a message to remind us that you can't get one in Canada. Let me figure out how we can fix that. Kara, they always have sales on their website.
Yeah.
So I'm just blending this lettuce until I get it to the consistency I want it because it's gonna take a while. It's also getting super thick. Super thick.
So the only thing is I think our pickles.
Yep. On the side, don't come off. There's a name for that. Okay. So this is super smooth looking. Okay. Should I put this in one of these guys?
Well, yes.
Oh my gosh. It smells kind of peppery. I kind of need to sneeze now.
Well, that's because there's kale in there.
I love it.
I think the kale is the little more peppery. So if you use all lettuce.
And depending on the kind you use. Okay. So this is what it looks like. It's super smooth and beautiful looking. I'm going to put the rest in this dish. Okay. So dopamine is kind of a happy, I don't want to call it a hormone. It's a chemical that your body produces. So if you're eating the correct foods, the bacteria in your gut will produce like 50% of your dopamine. So Amanda, we are making egg salad and a couple of different strawberry smoothies. So we're not actually cooking today. We're doing more like picnic stuff.
We're having picnics.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do egg salad on bread and egg salad on lettuce.
Yep.
It needed some flavor. So my favorite seasoning for egg salad is Old Bay.
This needs salt also. I didn't even think about that when I buzzed it up.
So this is what I have added to my egg salad. Is it empty?
There's enough in there. I can work with that.
The jug of it is over at Samar.
No, it's fine. I got this. See, we just need a pinch right over the top. We don't need a lot. So dopamine is a chemical that's released in your brain to make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
People with Parkinson's disease don't have the correct pathways, or there's a problem with the pathway, so they don't have the right dopamine production, so they end up with this tremor, because dopamine is also responsible for smooth connections. So some of the other things that dopamine does that it helps your blood vessels relax or constrict. So it can either raise or lower your blood pressure. Ooh, that's really good. I like this game. Can we play this game more often? So I think people get worried that I'm talking really fast. I get excited sometimes, you guys.
We love doing this. This is a good day.
So egg salad is one of those things that you're like, you're gonna puree that? That sounds terrible. But guess what? It doesn't have to be.
So the beauty of pureeing boiled or any kind of eggs really is that it blends so nicely. So an egg salad has mayonnaise in it, which is a fat. We've added avocado to add a good fat. Anytime you're pureeing something, my recommendation is adding fat, because that's what's going to help it to smooth out. So I'm adding the egg salad puree to my salad, my lettuce salad here. I might need a better spoon.
Like this kind?
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's put a few more over here just in case.
Totally missed the first half. What did y'all? Oh, yeah. Did you already read that? Okay.
I didn't read it. I just.
Sorry, Amanda.
So dopamine helps with blood pressure. It can increase the amount of salt your body gets rid of and the amount of urine your body gets rid of. So it can help you get rid of toxins. It can decrease the amount of insulin that your body needs and produces, which can be really helpful for people with insulin resistance, which can contribute to diabetes risk. It can slow down how quickly your gut digests food, which is also a good thing. Unless you have gastroparesis, then it's not a good thing. It can decrease lymphocyte activity in your immune system, which means those are the blood cells that help with inflammation. And if they're overactive for a bad reason, dopamine can help them calm down. So it helps your immune system. And we want you to eat foods that are high in magnesium and tyrosine, which is an amino acid. So you need to eat things that have protein. And then foods that have magnesium are things like nuts, seeds, chocolate has a little bit, green vegetables have some. So my list here says chicken, almonds, apples, avocados, bananas, beets, chocolate, green leafy vegetables, green tea, lima beans, oatmeal, oranges, peas, sesame, pumpkin seeds, tomatoes, turmeric, watermelon, and wheat germ. So guess what? We have a bunch of dopamine inducing foods here. What you got there?
Paprika to make it pretty.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. So, if you are feeding your gut bacteria the right foods, it's going to work for you to make your life easier and happier.
I'm all about that.
It helps with mood. It helps with symptoms like depression.
Mm-hmm.
It helps with anxiety. So we are big on foods that help benefit your gut. And our goal here is to try to show you how you can puree foods to get the right things in your body. That's really pretty. I like that. That's gorgeous. I gotta take a picture.
I can't wait to taste it with the...
Hold on. So the other thing we didn't mention is that this can be minced and moist or a soft and bite-sized as well, because eggs are really, really soft. So if you're doing minced and moist or soft and bite-sized, just don't add the pickle and the celery. Do more of a Stephanie type and just do your egg, your mustard, your mayo, and then Old Bay is your...
Old Bay and sometimes a little green onion.
Green onion purees pretty well.
Yeah.
Can you do minced and moist with green onion?
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends on the person's ability to handle texture.
Mm-hmm.
But typically green onions are fine, and if you can handle the egg,
Okay.
and that you should be able to handle.
So I'll mention the thickener again. We just have a thickener. So this is Pure Thick. It's a powder. I also have Simply Thick, which is a gel. It's a little bit more expensive, and it comes in different thicknesses. So it's up to you and what you need. But if you have questions about that, reach out to us and we can talk about thickeners as well. So I like using thickeners in foods, not just in liquids, because it can help with texture for foods.
Mm-hmm.
Like lettuce, because we can have a beautiful little salad per se. Yeah, and I add a little bit of salt on the top, which helped tremendously.
It tastes just like salad.
It does taste just like, I mean, it is.
So
It's
in
a
the
whole salad.
So all of these thickeners, so this Pure Thick and our favorite, which is Dysphagia Aid, are both sold. That's actually a Dysphagia Aid shake mix.
Yeah.
But that is, both of them are sold on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm going to start on the watermelon now. So dopamine supporting foods that contain tyrosine are eggs. We like eggs.
Right there.
Right there.
Got a bunch of it.
Yogurt, nuts, cherries, bananas, omega-3s, so anything that has omega-3s in it, so fish, the avocado, any of your nuts and seeds that we've talked about in the past, like chia seeds. Not for everyone. If you can't handle texture, don't do chia seeds. And then anything with high protein, and then polyphenols, so things that are brightly colored, berries, fruits, vegetables that have good color. So we want you to put these good foods into your bodies, and you probably feel like you can't eat these foods because you have dysphagia and you can't swallow them. It's our goal here, is to figure this out. So I got a seedless watermelon. We're gonna add some watermelon. I got strawberries at the store because they were on sale, because it's just about strawberry season. Yes, I realize these have seeds. So before our video, I pureed strawberries and then I strained it. There are some seeds still in this. If you can't handle texture at all, these seeds might be too much, but you can't see too many of them. So I'm going to, okay, so add our watermelon. We're gonna add some of our strawberry puree. If you wanna do this as a frozen one, you can. Right. Would you hand me some of our milk? So we have coconut milk today. You can use yogurt, you can use your milk of choice.
We're using coconut today, but I often have oat milk or...
I think I have almond milk at my house right now.
Almond?
So we're gonna do this watermelon smoothie 2 separate ways, like I said before. So we're gonna do a sweet one. So I have the strawberry, and I'm gonna add protein. So I discovered this company called Unjury. Not injury, Unjury, this week, and I love them. They have like 10 or 12 different flavors, and they sell them in these little sticks, which is really cool. So they've got a couple of soda flavors. They've got your traditional chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and then they also have some soup mixes that are high in protein, and they make like 4 ounces per stick. So this is 10.5 grams of protein. I just had a meeting with one of the reps yesterday, and I was like, I love your stuff, and it tastes good. I tried they have a root beer flavored one, and it actually tastes like root beer. Nice. Which is weird, because you don't expect that. So I'm gonna add a strawberry protein powder. I need to cut the whole thing off. It is whey protein, it's lactose free, so it's isolate. It's supposed to be super gentle on your stomach. And then I'm also gonna add a touch of mint. It's called Unjury. See if I can put this close enough to the camera.
Injury, but U-N instead of I-N.
UNJURY. Yep. So this is the beef and herb. It's one of the soup flavors. And they have chicken soup, French onion, and then the beef and herb. For the hot ones. Okay, so I'm gonna add I'm only gonna add 2 leaves of mint, because this mint is really fragrant, and I don't want our entire smoothie to taste like mint. All right, so I might need more liquid. We're gonna see how this goes. Oh, maybe not.
It's such a pretty pink. It matches your blender.
No, I love pink. Okay.
So let me just say what I'm doing. So I am continuing on with the egg salad sandwich portion of our program.
I love it.
So what I took was Kat and I a while back made our own breadcrumbs out of, we have wheat bread, white bread, wheat toast, white toast. So I chose white toast this time. I'm not even sure where it went. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So I just mixed it with water. So you can make your own bread with store-bought breadcrumbs. Oh my gosh. I want to just drink it out of the...
I know, right?
Here's a cup.
Okay.
So we made our own breadcrumbs, but you can buy store-bought breadcrumbs. Oh, you made one for me too.
Of course I did. I like that reaction.
It could use even a little more mint.
It could use a little more mint. I was conservative.
But it's actually very good even at that level of mint.
Yeah. So if you needed this thicker, it's thin. If you needed this thicker, you could add a little bit of thickener to it, and it's not going to hurt it. If you use yogurt instead of the milk, it'll be thicker also. And if you opt to use additional fruit, it'll still be thicker because the more stuff you put in it, the thicker it'll get. So I can't even tell that there's the protein in here.
No, except that it's foamy.
Yeah, that's the only sign.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back because I'm gonna forget to talk about this.
Sorry,
So
I totally.
I made our pureed bread.
Mhm.
So we have dried breadcrumbs that I've added water to. You can do it with store-bought. Just make sure that you use unsalted breadcrumbs because the salted breadcrumbs will be very overwhelming. We've tried it, trust us.
It's
But I just mixed it with water until it was at a level and just let it sit for a while and it will soak. But this is, I'll put a little paprika on top of that one too to make it pretty.
Okay, I guess I need to. I'm kind of. So if I had added another packet of this protein powder to this too, it would have tasted, I think, about the same. But I can tell there's the watermelon in there. It's watermelon forward, I think.
Definitely.
Even though it has quite a bit of strawberry, and then the protein was strawberry also. So this company makes unflavored protein, but I also have isopure that I put in things for myself. So, I think I'm gonna get started on our other watermelon smoothie. So we're gonna do watermelon, feta cheese, and tarragon because Stephanie has enough tarragon in her garden to like feed a large army, and it's from last year. So, all right. And this is the great thing about these blenders also. They are so easy to clean. You just put a little bit of water, and if you need a little bit of soap, you just throw some soap in there too. Okay, so tarragon right on top. And this is one that if you wanted to add the unflavored protein to it to make it an unflavored high protein watermelon smoothie, you could do that as well. Let me see if we have our feta cheese. I think we kept that in the fridge. Yep. Okay. So feta. I maybe want to use some of this smaller crumbles, not the bigger crumbles.
It should.
So feta, watermelon, and tarragon is a traditional combination that they serve on like watermelon salads in some of those fancy restaurants. I don't know how much is enough. It smells salty though, which is going to be good. You did mention that you thought that the watermelon could use a little bit of salt, so I'm going to add a pinch to this. I don't know that I need water. I'm going to go for it.
Try it. Let's see. Once the watermelon breaks up, yeah. So much water in watermelon.
So much water. So part of the reason we want to do watermelon is we had a question in our Facebook group last week about watermelon and the amount of liquid in it. So I'm going to need to puree this again, but I'm going to add thickener to it.
Yes. So that was the question, is
watermelon too juicy, right?
Yes. Well, I think with watermelon, the question is more about can you manage the solid part of of watermelon while you're trying to manage the liquid part. And has anybody ever eaten a bite of apple or eaten something and the liquid got away from you while you were chewing and you started choking?
Or came out your mouth, or
nose,
went up your nose, or yes, it can go all the directions. So I think this goes back to your comment earlier about your brain pathways, because everybody is different. So it's really not helpful to categorize people into groups, because we're all so different and we all have different ways that we manifest.
Right. And so the part of that that's frustrating to me is that maybe the pathway that your brain chose, and you don't get to choose the pathway that the neural pathway that your brain uses.
Right.
And for so many years, maybe it worked well for you, but it got to the point where that pathway doesn't work anymore. And so that's what's frustrating to me, is that there's other neural pathways that we can train your brain to use. And that's what I did for 30 years. Right, is teach the brain to use different neural pathways.
Right.
And so by just saying, no, just go home and do it yourself, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. It's all about, well, I'm not going to get home. I'm sorry.
If you want to hear more about this, let us know, because she knows a lot of stuff.
It's my passion. Is how the brain interprets what's going on for you.
I'm so curious about this.
Yes? Is it yummy?
It's different. And it's different in a good, like, stretch your brain kind of a way.
I like that.
I wish we had the smell-o-vision and the taste-o-vision thing here, because it's definitely got the watermelon, but it's got the salty from the feta, and it's got that earthy herbal flavor from the tarragon.
And I really wish that I could send you guys some of this tarragon, because it grows like a weed.
Oh, we're not pureed all the way. Hold on. Blend again. Blend again. It does. Like, she went out there and clipped off one that was like this tall, and I was like, what are we going to do with all that? And then the rest of it went back in the...
But I've got a bush that's this big.
And it's like this tall. So I'll be borrowing tarragon from you.
Any day. Okay. Every day.
Blend again. Oh, it died. Wait.
Unscrew it some. There.
Okay. If you screw the thing on too far or not far enough, it doesn't work. Okay. Try again. Okay. Do you want to start tasting things?
Yes.
Do it.
Okay.
We're almost there with our...
All right. So I like to eat my egg salad on a bed of lettuce. So I'm really excited about this one.
And I did start with fresh watermelon. I bought this at the store today. I bought one with a big yellow spot.
I don't think you can see that.
Sort of.
Well, it's over
Yeah,
there.
it's okay. Sort of. Okay. We're going to try this again. If it's not blended far enough, blend it again.
Blend
Do
again.
not be afraid
Always blend again.
to blend it again. Oh yeah, this looks much better. Okay. So you can tell the color difference here. It's pretty significant.
That tastes just like my egg salad on lettuce.
On lettuce?
I just don't need to chew it.
That's the goal, right?
Super smooth.
Yeah. I love, and it's not, like, I always get nervous with egg salad. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because my nose works way too well or what, but I'm always worried it's going to be sulfury. But this is so smooth and so creamy, and the flavors are fantastic.
Right, and a lot of people who are having to be on a dysphagia diet really miss salad.
Guess what? You can drink your salad.
You can have salad, or you can eat salad with a spoon.
Absolutely. It's really hard to do salad as a minced and moist. You'll want to do it either, you need to be either on a regular diet, which salad is really hard for people. It used to drive me crazy at that nursing home we worked at all those years ago, that they had shredded lettuce on a mechanical or a minced and moist diet, because it's so inappropriate and so dangerous.
Well, they looked at it from a different set of eyes.
I know. but I think you and I worked together for a little bit at that point, and I saw it through your lens and not just dietitian lens. So having a different perspective is always a good thing.
Yeah. They see it through chewing.
Right.
I see it through
swallowing,
oral management.
Right. And that makes perfect sense to me. So does anyone have any questions? So we made two kinds of egg salad, one on lettuce, one on bread. So if you're gluten-free,
really
you can still have egg salad on lettuce
or on bread. This one's on bread.
I mean, it tastes just like it's bread.
It's an egg
But
salad sandwich by spoon.
And that's the toast too, isn't it?
It is.
You can
taste
tell.
it toasted.
You can tell it's toasted. I love that.
I can too.
So I think the toast and the bread that we made was the very first project we did as Dysphagia Duo.
I think it is. And I saved all of it.
We're gonna have to do this again because we're almost out at this point.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. Okay, so let's do our feta tarragon watermelon salad.
Okay.
We have the bigger spoons here.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if this is gonna need more salt. Remember, when you blend things, sometimes it needs a little more seasoning, especially the cold stuff. Not that this is cold, but what's it doing to your brain right now?
I really like it. It's very different. The tarragon tarragon and feta gives it that, I don't know, it's just kind of bougie.
It's fancy for sure.
Yeah.
But it's so simple. And tarragon blends really smooth. So you know what? The mint blended really smooth in the other one. So here's the important thing about the gut-brain connection. Your gut and your brain are always talking to each other. Your feelings can manifest either in your brain or in your gut, and they transfer to other parts of your body. Anxiety can manifest in your throat with tension.
Yep.
When I was in the hospital with my husband, I was having this weird sore throat, and I realized it wasn't a sore throat, it was tension. It was anxiety, and I don't know if I was clenching. I probably was, because I'm a teeth clencher, but I could feel it. And when one of our clients had said to us, I feel that here, I'm like, no, I get that, because that was a new experience for me, and I think I've felt that in the past. So it could manifest as constipation. It could manifest as diarrhea or bloating or cramping or...
Right. Because the enteric nervous system spans the esophagus to the rectum. So you could be affected at any level.
And your large intestine is like 4 or 5 feet long, and your small intestine can be from like 10 to 20 feet long. So that's a lot of space and a lot of nerves.
Yes.
And that can be a lot of issues going on in there if...
A lot of neurotransmitters, a lot of neural pathways. It is a nervous system.
Yep. So we want you to eat foods that support your gut health, because the foods that support your gut health support your brain health. So these foods that we did today support your gut health. We also want you to eat fermented foods like yogurt, kombucha, if you can do thin liquids. It is a little bit carbonated. Sauerkraut. We're going to need to... Have we pureed sauerkraut? Did we do it on St. Patrick's Day?
It wasn't. We
just did cabbage. Okay. So sauerkraut, we're going to have to try to puree sauerkraut to see how we can make it taste super delicious, because it makes some people nervous. I see you people that sauerkraut makes nervous, but it's really good for you. So we'll try.
It's a good... It's good for your gut. It helps with the good bacteria in your gut.
And we need that good bacteria to be healthy. Kefir is a good source of good probiotic. And then foods that aren't probiotics can be prebiotics. So like the lettuce is prebiotic. It feeds your gut bacteria in a very healthy way. So fiber, any food that has fiber, you've all heard me talk about fiber before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your body needs fiber.
We did a whole thing on fiber.
We did a whole thing.
We can do it again.
We'll do it again if anybody wants it. Enteric system. Keep it going. Yes. Yeah, it goes a long way. It's true. So let's see. The other thing I want to say is exercise, which is kind of a dirty word for some people. My husband would say, "Oh no, I'm allergic to that," and they'd go, "What?" And he'd go, "Oh no, I get sweaty and I turn red," and then I roll my eyes and yeah, honey, whatever. Exercising outside for 10 minutes a day, preferably in the sunshine, is the best probiotic for your gut that you can take. And I'm talking 10 minutes. Like, you could take a walk for 10 minutes, and literally that is just as good for your gut bacteria.
Really?
As taking
I
a
did
probiotic.
not know.
Now you know.
I do.
Yeah, so your gut bacteria directly affects your mental health. And there's also this study, this research out there called psychobiotics. And they believe that in some years' time, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, they will be able to transplant gut bacteria and cure mental health disorders like schizophrenia and bipolar and things like that. Because your gut bacteria and the good things that it produces and does for your body directly affect your mental state.
How about that?
So there are things that we can't control, but we are trying to help you have better control over what you can put into your body. And Steph also works on brain stuff with all our clients, because that brain, man, it does affect the gut too.
It controls everything.
So we need to take care of it.
Love your brain.
Love your brain. Love your body. Love your food.
Yes. So please let us know if you have questions.
Yeah, we're here for you. If you have questions about the food we did today, you could also do chicken salad in a very similar way to this, and it will puree pretty well. We did it months ago.
We did.
And it was super smooth because it had all of this good stuff. And I think you added eggs to that one too. Hard-boiled eggs to that too. Pureed super well.
Yeah, the mayo, I think the fats that are in egg salad, chicken salad, you could do tuna salad, which would be even better.
Thanks, Susie. And you can do smoothies that are more savory. Surprise. It's kind of exciting.
This is actually really good.
This was a, and I didn't add protein to this. You can add unflavored protein to this, and it will be delicious also. But it's different. It gets you kind of outside of your comfort zone, and it's good for you. Herbs are anti-inflammatory. I think we talked about that last week. Use your herbs.
Really good.
Nobody knows how to use tarragon. I'm a chef and I don't know how to use tarragon. That's not true. I use it occasionally, but...
Well, you're the one that chose to...
I know.
I've got all this tarragon and don't know what to do with it, so...
Because you have it all, and I want, like, it makes my brain want to work, which is great.
I put it in eggs, and that's about it.
The tarragon would be great in this egg salad also. That would have been fantastic. So, I think that's all we have for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for joining us.
Eat real food. If you need help, we're here for you. Send us a message. Janet, I do want to see about this whole BlendJet thing not being able to get you one in Nova Scotia.
We can figure out how to get you one.
I'm gonna figure it out. Determined. Okay.
Yes.
Reach out to us, Janet. We'll talk to you all soon. All right, I'm gonna enjoy some of this dinner here.
Yes,
And,
indeed. So have a great week.
Have a great week, and we're here if you need us.